So perhaps in a one word, how would you sum up Feverteeth as a band?
Wow. Probably chaotic.
That's what I was thinking.
Probably in the way that we kind of organise things, and probably in the way that we play as well.
So it's not just the live setting; it's also the organisational. You mentioned that. So is it managed by one member, or what's the deal?
It's kind of managed by me a little bit, but I try and delegate as much as I can.
With the shows like the show we've just seen you play tonight, it's a very DIY kind of atmosphere. How do you feel about that in the Melbourne scene? The whole DIY. I don't know if you would call it punk or the kind of movement that seems to sort of be happening that you seem to be heavily involved in.
I really like it. I really like the idea of playing like smaller shows, like at the Grey Starling Basement. I was really psyched to play here. It's probably one of my favourite places to play, just because it's really cramped and you kind of get to know everyone that you're performing in front of, and just from the get-go playing shows, like very much got welcomed in by all the other bands that we kind of...
Seems to be the case. Like a lot of the lineups, you see recurring bands playing with other bands. So
like dudes like Water to Glance, who we're putting out like a four-way split with Shut Up Jackson and Talons Like Antlers. It's very much that everyone's really supportive of, even if it's not quite the same sound that each other has. Like I love playing these mixed bill shows, like with Midwife and Oedipus Rex and Diploid. Like it's all very different sound.
And with what you're doing in particular, from what I picked up with a couple of the tracks from tonight, a lot of your lyrics seem very almost like hard on the sleeve kind of stuff, like quite heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Like, is that something that you do consciously? Do you sit down to express particular emotions, or does it just sort of...
With some of the songs, definitely, but I try with a lot of the lyrics. It's very sort of narrative based, so it's not, some of the stuff is not quite literal. It's more telling a story about something. I don't know. I feel like we get a little bit esoteric. I mean, I write all the lyrics, so it's kind of all my fault. But but yeah, a lot of the stuff is very hard on the sleeve. Like that's just kind of what I know to write. We have currently writing for like an EP, and I've just sort of noticed like a lot of the lyrics are very unique. Like it goes from sort of one theme to another.
Yeah.
I've kind of been like, I'm famous. He's famous now. I've kind of thought about it a lot, and I really like the idea of it not being such a linear kind of like a full-on piece of music as an EP. I like it to have a lot of different things going on.
Yeah, for sure. That way, I guess you never get bored listening.
Yeah, try and say like a few different things.
Yeah, that's really cool. Well, in another like nutshell question, I suppose, where would you say that Feverteeth as a band has been, and where do you feel you're going as a band?
So like sound-wise, or
just in general, as a general thing, if you were to be, I guess with the things you've done, I don't know, any particular achievements that you're fairly proud of, or anything that you're seeking to achieve in the future?
I'm just kind of happy that people are listening to us. It's kind of like, it's just a really nice feeling to have someone come up to you after a show and say that they like what you're doing.
Well, you released a cassette. Was that like what was the thinking behind that as opposed to doing a conventional CD release?
I kind of like the idea of a cassette because it was more. It's more kind of keeps in with like the whole DIY scene that we're going. Like I've seen a lot of cassettes released. We only did like 20 of them. I like handmade all the covers and stuff myself. So I really wanted it to be like a really small release that if you're really interested that you could have. Like cassettes are like a really dumb thing. It's like a dead format, but I kind of like the idea of making this thing that somebody could have, and like you're like somebody made this.
Yeah.
Kind of like as an extension of like just what we were trying to do, like the demo, just like as a physical thing.
Yeah, for sure.
Like we have the demo on Bandcamp for free, but say if somebody wanted to
Go the extra mile.
like spend $4 on it, then they'd have like a physical thing that they could keep and would be like, this is a cool thing.
That's really cool. With your live show, as we've just seen, it's pretty, as you first mentioned, chaotic. It's very, everyone's a bit all over the place. Do you ever run into strife with having everyone just out of control?
Colgan's tripped me up a few times. Our bass player likes to run around a lot, which is awesome. I love it. No, it's good. It kind of works. I kind of like that our shows are a bit lively and visually interesting, I guess. Just if we're all kind of just standing there and just playing the songs, then that would seem a little bit boring to me, just because of the music.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, that's good that you managed to make it all work together, and it was really cool. And that's pretty much all the questions that I had. Thanks a lot for taking the time and having a chat.
Thank you. Hopefully it makes sense.
Makes perfect sense. What are you talking about?
Just listen to the music. It'll be better.
Yeah, it all works. It's all working to something bigger.
Yeah, it's a multimedia operation. Watch the interview, listen to the music.
There you
buy
go.
the cassette.
Cassette 20 only, handmade by this guy.
Please.
Wow.